Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of the Frisco Report. We have a really great show for you today. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of topics to cover. We're going to do Dak Watch, Patrick Peterson talk, and then we're going to go into Mike's 3-round mock draft. You guys will be able to help him with his picks, and then I'll break down the picks from the chat box and Mike, and we'll go over the 3-round mocker to see how everybody did and where this goes. Mike might even do a trade in this one. We'll see what happens here in this mock draft. Mike will be driving it, and I'll be breaking down the picks afterwards. So, guys, without further ado, let's get into it. Mike, what's going on, bro?
Not a whole lot, brother. I'm trying to look and see my lighting. I'm going to have to change up my lighting on this new camera. I kind of look a little emo from the playback. But I'll get some lighting, guys. Y'all be able to see this. But now I'm just changing it up. Joe hook a brother up with the gift, and I'm using the gift. And we're doing this thing. But let's get into the show, Joe. We got a good one for these guys. Let's not leave them hanging. And look,
it's draft season, baby. Draft season. Yeah. You know how we roll, man. It's all about the draft. I love it.
We ain't in uniform, but we in uniform. You feel me?
Yeah. exactly. So shout out to everybody in the chat box to join us live. Make sure you hit like on this if you're ready to rock and roll for this episode. Shout out to everybody. Appreciate all you guys. But, Mike, let's get started. Dak Watch, where we're at. You know, all these crazy rumors coming out. Still no contract. The money that's supposed to be available to teams, the cap space, that'll be announced here in a few weeks. There's rumors of what that number might be. But what's your take on where we're at with Dak Watch?
It's where we're at. I'm being honest. It's where we're at. It's February 9th, 2021. We still got a month until actual free agency. We got 4 weeks up until something can really happen, whether it's a franchise tag, an extension. There's plenty of time, okay? We got 4 weeks at least. But, what I don't like seeing is Cowboy fans saying they're going to stop supporting the Dallas Cowboys if they let Dak walk. Like, guys, it's players come and go. The star remains forever, Joe. And if the Cowboys let Dak go and do different things, I'm still going to be repping the star. It's what I do. It's who I am. I don't do this. Joe and I, we don't do shows every Tuesday just talk about Dak Prescott. We talk about the Cowboys. We talk about how we're going to get the Cowboys better. And if Dak's a part of that, Dak's a part of it. If Dak ain't a part of it, he's not a part of it, guys. I'm not turning in my Cowboy star for a Washington no-name team because Dak followed him and everyone's followed that team and everyone on Instagram and everybody's making a big deal out of it. But it is what it is, guys. Let's just breathe. Joe, tell them to breathe. We got 4 weeks.
Yeah, everybody do some Zen exercises, yoga, whatever you have to do. Yeah, I'm with everybody. Everybody's stressed out about what's going on. Some people are fine with him going, but then you have a large fan base. It's like, hey, what are the Cowboys doing? It's out of our hands. We just have to hope that these guys make the right move. Whether or not we have confidence that this front office will, in fact, make that right move, we'll see. We'll see. Now, the 23rd, that is coming up. So the 23rd of February, that's when the franchise tag can be slapped on him if that's what they want to do. Do they want to slap the franchise tag on him, or do they want to give him the franchise tag? So we'll see if they're going to slap it to him again or what.
That from that date until
March 9th.
Until March 9th. So there's plenty of time, guys. Quit panicking. Let the Dallas Cowboys post something on Twitter without you saying sign Dak. All right? They make Cowboy Twitter great again.
Yeah, so that's where we're at, guys, on Dak Watch. We'll see what happens there with this, everybody. Let us know in the chat box, what do you think is ultimately going to happen here with Dak? Are the Cowboys going to bumble this up, or are they going to hammer out a deal? Okay.
They're going to hammer out a deal.
Yeah, so that's where we're at, guys. The next topic of discussion here, the Patrick Peterson rumor. Everybody has seen it by now. Patrick Peterson has even come out to say that he's upset about this and, whether or not it's true or not. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So, Mike, let's just go through the hypothetical here. Let's say that 30-year-old, let's keep that in mind, 30-year-old Patrick Peterson does, in fact, become a free agent. through getting cut. Should the Cowboys have any interest in this player?
I'm going to be honest with you, Joe. Great question. I'm going to say yes. And I'm so glad we're talking about Patrick Peterson first when it comes to the free agency moves and not a guy like Richard Sherman.
Yes. Amen. Yes.
So I'm just glad that we're talking about Patrick Pete first and not this dude. I like Patrick Peterson. We got the wrong one. We got Morris Claiborne.
Yeah.
Patrick Pete. Now that's the leader you want. I mean, this guy, the Cardinals, it's almost like Larry Fitzgerald. Patrick Pete, he's been loyal to the Cardinal nation, to the Cardinal fan base, to the Cardinals franchise itself. And he's long in the tooth, that and this, then the third. But the leadership Patrick Pete can bring to you, I think, is more magnified than what Richard Sherman can bring here, Joe. It really is. We just got the wrong one in Morris Claiborne. It sucks that I got to say that again, but I would not mind Patrick Pete coming in here to mentor guys. I will have Patrick Pete over Richard Sherman any day of the week.
Absolutely, and that's where I'm at with it as well. When we're talking about Patrick Peterson and Claiborne, because they're both LSU, they hit on theirs. We missed on ours. I totally agree, Mike. What I like about Patrick Peterson as well is he still has speed. Obviously he's probably not running the 4.30, but he's probably still in the 4.4s. Maybe, or maybe 4.39 or somewhere like that. That's still really fast. And for this team, I feel like you got to get more speed on the field, right? And we look at the Super Bowl and some of these teams that are ravenous. They have a lot of speed, and I feel like the Cowboys need more speed on the field. And for a cornerback, I would feel more comfortable having somebody with more speed opposite of Diggs. Not that Diggs is slow, but he's not a burner. If you could have Diggs do what he did year two, you got to think he's going to be better. Patrick Peterson, you're good there. Donovan Wilson, address that safety position, and all of a sudden, this secondary should be a lot better than it was last year, Mike.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. But then again, we can have the secondary tuned up nice, Joe. But my whole thing is, where's our linebackers? Can Leighton stay healthy? Can Smith stay healthy? We had a bunch of 1 year guys: Joe Thomas, March Lillard, Sean Lee. Linebacker core depth is right back where it was a year ago. And then we got the interior defensive line. Tristan Hill coming off an injury. What is he going to look like coming back? He had some consistent good play, then he got hurt. So where is Tristan Hill coming back at? Neville Gallimore, I'm glad he got those reps. I like Neville Gallimore. Randy Gregory is not hitting for agency, a 1 year deal. Where's he going to be at? So there's a lot of things that if we could fix that outside, you dang right. But is that concern, Joe, is the linebacker situation and the interior defensive line situation.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. Yeah, it's all, everything has to hit on all cylinders this year. We can't have a weak part of this defense. Obviously, we can't have a perfect defense, but you do have to improve. A lot of people in the chat box that I think they like the idea. Some people want to go young, going in the draft. So here we go. Alexander 302. I want the DB from Virginia Tech. Caleb Farley. Yeah, so Caleb Farley, like 6'2", has a lot of speed. So if they do want to go that route, that's an option. He did opt out. You do need to be careful with that, however. And we'll have to monitor that situation. But, Mike, it does. I think it does make a lot of sense, as far as would you rather have Sherman? Would you rather have Peterson? That's what we're talking about right now. And, Peterson for me all the way.
All day.
Now, what I do like about Sherman, Mike, is obviously he does have the rapport there with Dan Quinn, but you can't have this guy covering some of these speedy guys. His recovery is not what it used to be, and he's some injuries have popped up on the back end of his career there. So we'll see what they do there. Martin with super chat, appreciate you, bro. I like Iafatu Melanfonwu out of Syracuse, 6'3", 212. So he looked good there at the Senior Bowl. In the game, he had some opportunities. So, I know he's on the radar. He's one of these, if the Cowboys want to continue on that metric-centric philosophy that we talked about here recently, Mike, as far as like you got to be six whatever and above, then yeah, I think a player like this could be in the mix, Mike. But
weren't we talking about a Melifonwu last year or something?
well, he I think it was his brother, Obi
Oh,
Melifonwu.
yes.
So the conversation there between Obi and Iafatu is that Obi didn't have a passion for football. He was a bust. I'm not even sure he's still in the league. I think he might have even been in the XFL if I remember. But from what I've heard is that Iafatu is the complete opposite. He has the passion for the football. So this one is a player that you kind of have to, study and do a little bit more research as far as, yeah, it's true. He is more of a passionate football player because you don't want to get caught in like, oh, these two brothers, they're the same. Sometimes that happens, one brother and the other brother's good. We see it with, the McCourty brothers. They're both pretty good. The Diggs brothers, they're both those guys are pretty good. Now, when you get to these guys, the Melifonwu brothers, is one going to be good and one is bad? So Obi was not good. He sucked. As long as his brother Iafatu is not that, I think you're okay. But that's something that you got to really vet out. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. See, I'm not really good with names, but that Melifonwu is very unique. It stuck out to me. I was like, didn't we just talk about this guy? Why is all that Melifonwu sound? It ain't like everybody's walking around with Melifonwu.
Yeah, and Obi did really good in the combine. He kind of got a little bit of the Byron Jones bump. He was one of these guys. His numbers were really good, at the combine. So that always raises you up. This year we don't have those combines, so nobody's going to get those bumps. It's going to be pro days, workouts, and things like that. So, like we said, you got to navigate the minefield of this upcoming draft. Martin, appreciate the super chat and the question. Thank you very much, bro.
Hey, we got 64 viewers in here and 24 likes. I just was the 25th like, guys. I'm slacking over here. Let's get 3 more likes up in here. 64 viewers, 25 likes. Let's make it happen. Three likes. Can I get 3 likes, guys?
Peterson stays more healthier and a better athlete. Yeah, I agree, Alexander. Sign Peterson, draft linebacker for Notre Dame. Jeremiah Owusu Koromora. JOK. All right. JOK. Hell of a player. Hell of a player. Mario Flores. He likes the corner of Fatu's fire. His tape's top 5 for me.
Oh.
Top 5 safeties. I'm assuming he's meaning top 5 safeties, right?
Yeah.
Or cornerback.
Corner,
I miss Byron Jones. Yeah, he was a shutdown corner.
I wouldn't say shutdown, but he was a corner.
Yeah, he was pretty good. Just didn't get the interceptions. Guys, the next conversation here, Mike. Well, there was somebody here. This is a great segue into our next conversation. And let me find that comment. Where did you go, my brother? I saw it in here.
Peterson.
Where did I see that? Here we go. Jared Odell, draft Trey Lance. And this is perfect because we wanted to get into the conversation here, Mike, as far as, rookie quarterbacks. We're not in panic mode yet where we need to start actually scouting hardcore for quarterbacks. But it's also a conversation that should not be ignored, Mike. So whether or not whatever happens with Dak, if they give him the franchise tag 1 year, do you still need to protect yourself and draft a quarterback there early? You might have to, because you made a point, Mike, where Drew Brees, tag, left. And then Kirk Cousins, tag, he left. Both those teams didn't get any compensation. They let these guys walk out the door. So for the Cowboys, if they go the 1 year contract again, let them walk out the door. You're left with your pants down and exposed. You're going to get kicked in the nuts. You're going to hit the floor, and you're going to be 5-11 for a couple of years in a row. So let's talk about quarterbacks, Mike. And Trey Lance, let's hit this one up here, Mike. Trey Lance, one of the quarterbacks that, we talked about offline. What's your thoughts on Trey Lance? The Bison.
Let me get my notes here. Trey Lance, North Dakota State, Trey Lance, right? Is that who we're talking about?
Yeah.
6'4", 226 pounds. he's to me, he's not the best quarterback out there. He did throw 10 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in 9 games. Can't argue that. I don't know. What do you think about Trey Lance?
What I like about Trey Lance. He's pretty athletic. He's got good size to him. I think he's a more I don't know. He's a little bit. His frame is similar to Dak. His trunk is not as thick like his legs, but they're not skinny like his former guy over there, Carson Wentz. So I think he's well built, pretty durable. Hasn't missed a lot of time at all. Comes from a good program, and he's done well. He's won a ton of games there, championships and everything in that division, right? So I like him running with the ball. He's got that. He can bring that to you. He can do what Dak does as far as, keeping it. He can run the play option, and he's got a good arm for me. So Trey Lance is one guy that, I really personally, I like him a lot. Now, would they take him there at 10? When this whole mock draft season started, Trey Lance was up there with, Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. Somehow he got forgotten about because they kind of opted out there. He only played one game against Arkansas State, and then he shut it down. But he did good in that game. So I can see where there's some concerns there as far as not playing the full season, but these players have to protect themselves and protect their stock, right? So if the Cowboys were to go that route, and then you have the quarterback whisperer and Mike McCarthy, that's kind of what he's been known for. You might have something there where, if you have Dak Prescott on the 1-year contract, you have Trey Lance sitting there learning the scheme. Maybe he's able to get in some time there. So I do like Trey Lance, Mike.
Yeah. So I was reading over my notes. Sorry about that. Wasn't prepared there for Mr. Trey Lance. I had Justin Fields on our topic to talk first, so I had to scroll through there. But no, I think 49ers or Washington, the football team, is going to take him. Is he a projected starter day one? I mean, if you're going to draft him in the first round of the draft, obviously, that's number one. But I think it's going to take him time to develop. You talked about him opting out. Yes, he has some characteristics of Dak Prescott and a few other mobile quarterbacks. Nothing like Lamar Jackson speed or nothing like that. But yeah. I see him going to either the 49ers or the Washington Redskins. Mario Flores made a good point. Quarterbacks are so hard for me to evaluate, and you're absolutely right, because there's so many of them in the draft, and you get different sources telling you different things, and yeah. But I like it. I like a challenge. I'm the right kind of guy that likes a challenge. Jason Garrett type guy right here. But no, it's Trey Lance. I think he's going to do something for some franchise maybe in year 3. 1 or 2, I think it's a learning curve.
Yeah, that's where a lot of the learning curve on these, and it is high expectations for a lot of quarterbacks, especially when they go early. The earlier they go, the higher the expectation, and some of these guys just don't handle it well. Some of these guys are stars in their universities, and the prime example for me has always been the USC quarterbacks. These guys perform well in the Pac-12, Pac-10, whatever the hell you want to call them these days. But when these guys get into the NFL, none of them have worked out. So, it's a little bit of that as well. You do have to judge the player, but sometimes the program, they bring in a certain type of archetype, a certain type of player for their program. And then when they dump them into the NFL, they get exposed. So that is the thing that you really have to guard against when you're drafting a quarterback. And it is. You are rolling the dice. You never know. Trevor Lawrence could be the bust of bust. Could he be a Ryan Leaf? I mean, when Ryan Leaf came out, it was him over Peyton Manning, if I remember correctly, right? So yep. They chose wrong. The Colts chose correctly, but Ryan Leaf had the big arm. He had all the stats and this and that. Great in college, got to the NFL, complete utter bust. So it is, man. You really It is very hard to evaluate quarterbacks. It's one of the worst ones. That's why if you have a quarterback, to me, you want to keep them. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. That's what it is. Cowboys Corner with the super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the super chat indeed. Mike, can't do this without you, bro. And everybody in the chat box, we do appreciate you. Appreciate it. Alexander 302 wants to talk about Justin Fields, Mike.
Yeah.
Let's hit him up. What do you think about Justin Fields at Ohio State?
Justin Filio. Can we just get Felipe Franks and be done with it? I like him. To back up Dak, okay, not to start.
Yeah.
Let's see. Felipe Franks, 6'3", 228 pounds. Justin Fields, right?
Justin Fields.
Ohio State. Make sure my notes are good. Dude, I like this guy. Justin Fields, I have him ranked higher than Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. I have him ranked higher than that. I have him ranked higher than Mac Jones too, Joe. The guy was smart. He hit the transfer portal to Ohio State when Dwayne Haskins got drafted, and he hit the transfer portal, and he had the last couple of games, he had some really bad completion percent. I think it was 58%, Joe, for 613 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. So my concern, though, with Justin Fields, Joe, is can he live up to certain expectations consistently, right? If you're going to be the quarterback of a franchise, you can handle the ups, but can you handle the downs and fight adversity? Justin Fields, I think, has a hard time fighting adversity. Don't know the guy personally, but he needs to learn how to handle success and be consistent. The way he fell off there doesn't look good for anybody. But with that being said, the talent is there. The talent for Justin Fields is there, but we got to see some type of consistency, Joe.
Yeah, Justin Fields, I think from the recent Ohio State quarterbacks that have come into the league, I haven't been a big fan of him. Dwayne Haskins, I thought, needed to stay another year to refine his skill. He came out too early. He was a complete bust. Now maybe his career can get revamped, now that he has re-signed with another team. He's getting another shot, so kudos to that. But as far as Justin Fields, when the pre-draft rankings came out, I had Justin Fields pretty high as well. For me, I have Lance over Justin Fields. I personally, I'm a big fan of Trey Lance, but Justin Fields, I do like his athleticism. I think he has a pretty good arm. He can get the ball down the field, and he's had a lot of speed to throw to. So he can get the ball down the field, to the speedy receivers. He does good in the short game as well, tight ends, this kind of thing. I think he does well, and but for me, Justin Fields needs to land in the right place.
Yes.
And when some of these bad teams are up that high, there's a reason why they're bad teams. So for me, Justin Fields, I think, would be better served in a program that has a better coaching staff that can groom him and then I don't want to throw Justin Fields into the fire. For me personally, I think if he ends up in like the Jets, for example, that's not going to be good for him. Now, Robert Saleh, I think he will turn around that program, but that's going to be a tough call for him, for me. So I do like Justin Fields as the first-round quarterback, but I don't have him, over Trey Lance. The other quarterback guys, Zach Wilson, Marvin. Wink, Zach Wilson will get drafted before Fields and Lance. Wink coming with the fire. He's saying both of us are not on par with what he's saying. He likes Zach Wilson, which is fine. And that's the thing about the draft. Dane Brugler, I think, has Zach Wilson as his number 2 quarterback. He had him like mock number 2 to the Jets. So there is. It's all about what flavor do you want? What is your cup of tea? All these quarterbacks offer different kinds of things. Zach Wilson, to me, has a little bit of the Johnny Manziel, Pat Mahomes types of things. He kind of throws the ball at different kinds of angles, can roll out, can do all these kinds of things. The only thing about him is his durability. That kind of scares me. He kind of gets dinged up, and I think it's just his body frame. He's a thinner quarterback. We talk about Trey Lance, we talk about Justin. These guys are bigger quarterbacks. They can take the hits. They can run. They can run the play action, and these kinds of things, and take some hits. With Zach Wilson, you better give him some protection, because if he gets dinged around, you better have a backup. But I do like him, though. I personally, I do like Zach Wilson. If the Cowboys were to take him, I wouldn't mind that, but not for year one. I want him to sit behind Dak if that's what these guys ultimately do. What do you think about Zach Wilson, Mike?
I gotta almost agree with the Zach Wilson by Marvel and group here. I like Zach. I like his poise. I like his poise in the pocket. I like his red zone awareness. I like his his ability to extend plays, running out of the pocket, things of that sort. Zach Wilson, I can see where they got him going to the Jets at 2. I think he's onto something here, Joey. He might be on here to something. I like it.
Yeah. Just give him some protection, though. That's my only thing about Zach Wilson. I think he comes from a good program, BYU, that has some history there with the great Steve Young. If you like Steve Young's kind of play, I think this guy gives you a little bit of that Steve Young mobility, that kind of thing. So same school, BYU. So we'll see what happens there. Will he go there? It's all, what do the Jets do? Do they want to roll with Sam Darnold another year? Former first-round pick just a few years ago. Yeah, but we're seeing a lot of this trend of if it doesn't work early, we're moving on. We saw it with Rosen. We're seeing with a lot of – you're even hearing talk about Tua maybe being available via trade, but he has durability. So that's the thing, you do have to have durability, because it's like any other position on the field, Mike. You're not helping if you're not on the field. And if you get a Zach Wilson, I think you do need to have a good backup plan just in case,
Oh, you're absolutely right. I agree with your points.
The other quarterback here, Mike, that we want to hit up on as far as potential picks here early in the first round. Mac Jones out of Alabama. We've seen a couple of people mention him here in the comments. Greg Sinclair, Mac Jones won it all, and he will be there at 10. Yeah, I think he definitely will be there at 10. I don't doubt that at all. But, Mike, what do you think about Mac Jones?
Yeah, it's good timing. A good internal clock, stepping up in the pocket, knowing to move around. Good intangibles. He's a hard worker, has good character, Joe. His weaknesses, quality arm strength, maybe not so much elite. Might only be, I'm going to say this, Joey, might only be a game manager in the NFL.
Maybe. No, what I like about Mac Jones is, from all the Alabama quarterbacks, and I'll even just to a certain degree, even Tua, I do like Tua, but man, that durability crap, that just does not work for me. So Mac Jones, to me, he kind of reminds me of Roethlisberger. He does, like you said, the arm. I don't think he has a big arm like Roethlisberger, but the pocket presence, and he can move a little bit. Now, he's not as successful outside the pocket as Justin Fields and Trey Lance. Some of these other quarterbacks, they're very successful outside the pocket. Mac Jones is primarily almost like a traditional pocket passer. Now, like I said, he can move a little bit. He has thrown outside the pocket here and there, but his success rate is higher in the pocket. So if you're drafting a Mac Jones, you got to have good guard, you got to have a good line. You don't want to get this guy getting dinged up and beat up all over the place. But very successful, comes from a good program. And he's one of my more favorite Alabama quarterbacks that have come out of here. I don't think you can rattle the guy. He's played in some of the biggest games. So I like him. Now, would I take him at 10? I think that, if you're talking about moving down and taking him at 15, what is the difference between taking him at 10 and 15, right? So there's always that discussion as, that's too high. But would you take him at 15 or 20? I think he's in the mix. I think he's done enough, Mike. You know what he's done in his career and how he looked in the practices in Senior Bowl. I mean, he looked crisp. He looked sharp. Converted. Made all the passes.
Yeah,
He,
the
he,
poise,
yeah, he looked good.
the poise is there, definitely poise, but can the success be there, Joe?
Yeah, I think with him, it's kind of similar for me as Justin Fields. I think he's got to land in the right program, and I think somebody is going to get him, and it's going to be the right program. I could see him going to New England. That would be a great fit for those guys. They need a quarterback. Uh, maybe the Colts, they might take him. I think that would be a good fit there. And I hate to say it, but maybe the Washington football team or whatever the hell they're going to call themselves this year, that might be a good fit for them. The thing about the Redskins
They're
is
the Redskins, Joe. They're the
yeah,
Redskins.
they're the Redskins. I don't give a crap. So the thing about them is they have a good defense. They're missing the quarterback. And I don't know what they're going to do with Alex Smith. So get him a quarterback, get him a wide receiver. They're going to be dangerous. So I don't want him to go there. I don't want Mac Jones to go there. Yeah.
Let him go there. We'll sack him.
Yeah.
We'll sack him. Kirk Cousins Jr. We'll get him.
Martin has another super chat here. I like Quinn Miners in the third round of the guard. We can hit on him. He had a hell of a Senior Bowl. They had that montage where it looked like the Rocky Four montage where he's like running in the snow, had the big log running all over the place. Looked like he was training for like one of these Icelandic, super strength competitions. And the guy's built like a bull, man. The guy's he earned himself some draft position there. Now, I don't know how high he'll go. I think the third, fourth round, I think he's gone up there. I think before the Senior Bowl, he was probably like a fifth rounder, somewhere like that. But the level of competition, he looked really good in the Senior Bowl. I think he did a really good job there. So, yeah, that's a good one there. If you want to upgrade over Connor Williams, I have to say I would take him over Connor Williams, man. I think he's an upgrade.
But see, my whole thing is people have him at guard, but is he playing guard or center?
Oh, he'll be a guard. He'll be a guard. He's too scrappy. He's too scrappy. I want this guy mauling people at guard. I mean, he does have that flex. You could put him at center, but he's a guard for me.
If he's scrappy, don't you want him as that center, though? That centerpiece on your O-line?
But we have a badass at center.
Oh.
Tyler Biadasz. Somebody had a question here. Oh, Jay Ortega. Here we go. What do you think about Sam Ehlinger in the fourth or fifth if he's there? He gives me Dak vibes. Great leader, very durable, and a high ceiling at a very low price. We can focus on the early. Sam Ehlinger, I don't have him that high myself. I have him more as a day three guy, like a sixth rounder for me. That's just me. I do like him. I thought he was productive there in Texas. I would have liked to see more from him in the Senior Bowl, but we'll see. As far as a backup, though, it might be somebody that you want to get as an upgrade over backup because it's not going to be Gucci Danucci. I think he's way too raw, man. I think you got to give Danucci more practice squad development, to be quite honest. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking him a look at later. Compete for a backup competition. For sure, bro. For sure. Donnell Jenkins, I live in D.C. I want them to suck forever. Donnell in the house. Yes, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Trade for Wentz, not to be a quarterback, but the Cowboys clipboard manager. That's great. All right. I think we hit up on a lot of the main quarterbacks there in the first round just to wet our beak a little bit. Now, we will return to this conversation depending on how things look with, with free agency. What are they going to do with Dak? If this does come that they're tagging this guy, that they're tagging Dak Prescott, all bets are off. You have to do deeper dives, right? You have to do deeper dives on quarterback at 10. Do you trade up and secure somebody. I think you can land a quarterback at 10, but if you want to secure your guy, you might have to move up. But that'll be a conversation in a couple of weeks. We'll touch back on that. But Mike, without further ado, guys, let's get into your 3-round mock draft. Let's get this thing going, guys. And everybody in the chat box, make sure you give your input on what you want Mike to do. Mike will drive it. He'll have his input, and then I'll break down the picks.
Yep, we got 104 viewers, guys. We got 56 likes. Get me 5 more likes, guys. Let's get to 61 likes. 61 likes. I'll be happy. I won't get fired on my day off. Let's see.
Pound that like button, everybody. Pound that like button like you would your side piece chick on Saturday side piece.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Pound it, man. Pound that thing. Saturday side piece. You know what I mean?
How's it look, Joe?
All right, let's add this. All right, there's Mike. We're going with PFF. Let's change that randomness all the way to the left, Mike.
Yep, all the way to the left.
Left.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We're going 3 rounds.
Yeah, 3 rounds.
I don't care about the other teams, so we need to speed this bad boy up. There we go. I like that idea right there. And then go ahead and give me my Dallas Cowboys with the 10th overall pick. Joe, how's that look?
Looking good. Looking good.
All right. Let's enter that draft. Roger Goodell. Start the draft.
Here we go.
We'll review everything here in just a moment. Look at that. Look how fast that was. I like that. Let's review this thing. Trevor Lawrence, overall right there. Justin Fields to the Jets. Jamar Chase. Mr. Swell, the tackle there. Let's see. Zach Wilson is an Eagle. Micah Parsons went to the Lions. Devontae Smith. Trey Lance is there. So a lot of these quarterbacks, Joe, that we talked about.
Just missed out on my boy there, Trey Lance. That hurts. But who else you got on there, guys? Guys, let us know in the chat box. Who do you want Mike to go with? Who do you want to look at? What position? Let Mike know.
Yeah, let's you know me, I'm a defensive guy. Let's go mother loving defense real quick. Hold up. Let's see. Let's go cornerback first. We got Caleb Farley there. Patrick Surtain is in the building. Let's see. We got Kyle Pitts. Mike, man up. Oh, they're calling me out, Joe. We
got Caleb. We got a couple of Caleb Farleys. We got Kyle Pitts.
With Caleb Farley, man, I think he's gonna be Morris Claiborne 2.0. I know I drafted him last week in my mock draft, Joe, but I'm really thinking that this dude's going to be Morris Claiborne 2.0. If I'm going corner, it's going to be Jace Horn or Patrick Surtain because I know what I have in these guys, Joe. I can't be gambling my 10th overall pick for Caleb Farley. I don't want to make nobody mad, but I got to keep it 100.
Got a couple of Pitts, got a couple of Farleys, Surtain, got a couple of that in the chat box. So 3 there. We've got some Slaters in the chat box. Cleveland Brown says down trade down. That is an option if you want to make a trade, Mike.
Yeah, but all right. Let's see. I've never traded with other teams before. Ooh, who do you want to trade with? The Patriots?
How far would you want to go down? 15. Patriots.
Yeah, let's trade down. I bet I can get a swap and a second.
Well, right now it looks like you're trading with the 49ers. Is that who you want to go with? 49ers?
No. Give me your 15. And give me your that right there. And I'm in the 3rd round right here.
Get that
I'm gonna make these. I'm gonna see if they'll accept this. And the only thing I'm giving you is that
trade not accepted.
Bill Belichick. All right. So what do you think is a good offer? I think that was a good offer. So I swapped them and I got an additional second Remember, Cowboys still got 2 in the third, so we swapped, right, Joe?
So you traded. You're getting New England's 15 and second round pick. So okay,
Yeah.
from 10 to 15. I don't know. I think I probably would have wanted to get maybe another fourth or fifth, but I think we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it.
Oh, look at that. Patrick Surtain still right there. I gained a second round pick, Joe. I got Darnshaw from Virginia Tech right there too. That tackle position. Oh man. Look at me. Look at me now. I'm getting paper. Let me see. What y'all thinking, guys? What you thinking, Joey?
Let's see who else you got. So who's left on your cornerbacks? I know everybody was wanting Farley. Go check out your corners. Who do you got left there?
Oh, I think Farley left. Fairly Farley.
Surtain and Horn is still there.
Yep, Jace Horn. Yep.
Surtain's in there.
Uh-oh. See, I like Jace Horn, though. South Carolina, Joe.
Well, go for it. This is your draft, man. We'll break it down.
Here we go.
All right, so number 15 pick, J.C. Horn. I think that's a steal for me, guys.
Don't come at me.
I think that's a good one. I do like that. I love Surtain at 15, man.
Now we got 2. Look at that. We're picking in the Jaguars, and then we're picking again.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Where do you guys want to go here? So we got the cornerback in the first round. Second round, do you want to stick defense? Do you want to look at offensive line, safety? What do you guys want to look at? Let's look at safeties, Mike. Is our boy there?
I already know who I'm drafting.
Oh, okay.
Well, we can look at safeties. There we go. Safeties right here.
Elijah Molden, Cisco's there. Richie Grant is there.
Oh, snap. You know what? I think because I got to look and see what the Jaguars are doing, right? They need corner. They need safety. They need quarterback. They need an end, right, Joe? So, but could they steal one of my guys? They don't need linebacker, so I could probably take a gamble and get Richie Grant right now and then turn around and he'll get my linebacker that I need. Let me show you my linebacker, guys. This dang thing. Here we go, right here. Look at this. Look at this. Who is that? Right up top. Jabril
Cox.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give you all I'm just going to tell you guys right now. What if we go Grant and Cox in this second round? It's going to happen. It's going to happen, Joe. You ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Let's not mess around. Let's let Richie Grant feel pretty confident in his play. Let's go. Boom, right there. And then guess what? We're back on the clock.
Ooh, and they see that was good.
And then
I like that. That was a good strategy because I think if you would have gone linebacker first, I think the Jaguars would have taken Grant possibly.
Yep, you're right. So now we get Jabril Cox, Joe. Boom.
I love it.
Look at me. This is what you get on that Cowboys corner mock draft with on the Frisco report, guys.
Great comments. Everybody hit like on this if you're enjoying the content, if you're enjoying this live 3 mock draft led by Mike and the chat box guys. Appreciate all the input here. Mario Flores likes the Cox pick. Nice. Okay. Where are we at? Third round?
We're third round.
All right, guys, we're on the clock. What do you want Mike to do? Do you want to take a look at an offensive player? Do you want to look at
the last 2 picks in the third round are all up to the chat, Joe. So I need every single one of them helps. I need all their help. I need everybody. This is your guys' draft, Joe. I need you to monitor this. So this is the last DT. 2 picks is all comment section.
Looks like we got a couple people saying defensive tackle, defensive end, defensive tackle, Levi. Zurike. Let's go look at defensive. Ooh, he's there. You got Shelvin in there too. You got Levi there. I think either of those 2 guys are good. I think the Alabama is Marvin Wilson gone. He's probably gone. He probably went earlier, huh? Second round. Scroll down a little bit, Mike. Who else is on the board?
Oh, yep, absolutely.
So you got, yeah. Let's see who else you got. Still Logan Hall. Yeah, I think those two top guys. I don't think you can go wrong with either. Tyler more of a he's a big body guy, but I go with Levi, man. I think that would be a hell of a combination. But what do you guys say? Yeah, Marvin Wilson's gone.
Marvin Wilson, guys, my pet cat, y'all.
Barmore, he's gone. Aaron Lewis says quarterback.
Levi.
Robbie Radford says Levi. We do have a couple defensive tackle. It looks like the consensus here is defensive tackle for sure. It looks like, Mike.
All right. So I see Levi in there. We're going Washington, and I ain't talking football team. Here we go, Joe. We got our last pick coming up. We got nothing but defense up in this thing. All right, I got O-line from Luis 12 right here.
Luis 12 wants to go O-line here. Let's take a look and see who is there.
All right, let's move over. Maybe we can pick our first offensive player.
Martin wants to double dip at cornerback as well. Yeah, who is that? Let's take a look at these guys. Ooh, Robert Ramsey's nice.
Notre Dame in there, Joe.
He'd be a hell of a pick there. Deontay Smith had a really good Senior Bowl.
We got defensive end, wide receiver, offensive guard. Let's go look at our guards. Oh wait, let's go look at the interior. Oh,
interior offensive line. There's Miners. Deontay Brown. That's a big. Oh, Trey Smith's still there. That guy showed out. He gives you flex. Trey Smith. He had a hell of a Senior Bowl. Who else you got down in here? Comp pick.
Josh Myers out of Ohio State.
We need to replace Alden. Maybe take a look at your edge guys, Mike. Let's see who's on the board there.
All right.
Oh, Quincy Roche is there.
Oh, we got Jones in the house. Patrick Jones, the second. Pittsburgh is there too.
Quincy Roche, Patrick Jones. Does that tickle anybody's fanny? What do you guys want to do, guys? You want to go O-line? You want to go edge? Roche, we got a exclamation on Roche. Brad Cannon.
Roach. Yeah, Brad Cannon in the house. Saying Roach. You know what? We got to do it. We got Cleveland Brown in the building saying we got Gregory and an eye. But I'm talking about rotational pieces. We're talking about a late third round pick right here, rotational piece to help because we all know Alden Smith is out of here. You know, Lawrence is getting older. Those sack productions, 4.5 sacks. I need more than that. I'm doing it. Oh, we need to replace Gallup. Where did Gallup go? Go back to quarterback. We need to replace Gallup. What? Where did Gallup go?
Let's look at that.
Give me my corners, man. This thing tripping.
Cornerback. Who else is left on here?
Trey
Brown. That's not bad.
That ain't bad at all.
Trey Brown ain't bad. Sean Wade still there? I could actually see that. Yeah, if Trey Brown, holy cow, dude, like that's very enticing to me, Mike. I gotta say, he's still there. I think that guy fills your slot. Can protect you if he needs to bump out, but I like him in the slot myself. Trey Brown, if you want to double dip.
Bring out that, guys. They want to look at wide receiver for some reason.
Yeah, I think for sure McCarthy will take a wide receiver somewhere in this draft. I definitely think he'll do that.
Who it is?
Sage Surratt. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love that one. Tutu Atwell. He's badass too. Who else you got here? How about our Clemson kid? Is he still there? Not Powell, but the other one. He is still there. Man, there's some good picks here. But I think guys don't want to go wide receiver with a third.
No, not at all.
I think people are still looking at cornerback here. Wade is so bad. Yeah. Yeah, Wade is. I'm not a big fan of him either,
Oh,
man.
Monty Rice, linebacker out of Georgia. I liked him.
Pete Warner, I like him. Might be a little high for third, but I don't know. He might be there in the fourth. I think Roche, man. Either Roche or Trey Brown for me is where I would probably go. But what do you guys want in the consensus? I think everybody's all over the place here. I think we got defense, we got linebacker, we got a no from Aaron Lewis,
Yes.
no wide receiver. Trey Brown, we got cornerback. It's kind of all over the place. Trey Brown, Roach. I think it looks like it's between Trey Brown and Roach, man. Looks like what we're looking at here.
I don't know. It looks like Monty Rice is getting some getting some good things to happen for him. Oh, we got a Brown in there.
Got another Brown. So say they want a double dip, possibly.
Yep. Let's see. What are you thinking, Joe? We gotta make a pick. We're going to lose our spot.
I think I go Roach. You gotta fill that position.
All right, we're going. The Dallas Cowboys select past the Roach. Here we go. One of these days.
Yeah. So there we're at third round picks. Let's go over your selections, Mike.
No, people didn't like that.
The PFF grading system.
Oh, they gave me a F for Chase Horn. They're crazy.
Yeah, I've seen some goofy grading by those guys. But let's go over your picks, Mike. So so you did the trade down. You traded from 10 to 15 with the Patriots. You got the Patriots second round pick. But so with your first pick, Mike, JC Horn, tell me what you like about JC Horn.
Let me know what you like.
Well, I like the size. I like the physicality. I think the main thing is a physical cornerback with size and speed. So I like him, and he's being mocked. Some people wouldn't even mind taking him at 10. So to get him at 15, I think is a hell of a play. I think it's a good one. Cornerbacks will go high, though. You know what I mean? So if you need a cornerback, you better get him early. So this is probably, where the last of the Mohicans goes as far as like getting a premier type of cornerback. So I like JC Horn there, South Carolina, Mike.
Yeah. 2 sacks on the year. We'll see what happens. He is a junior, though. Young guy. I can see why they gave me an F. But there's Jace Horn, cornerback, pairing up with Trayvon Diggs. That means no Richard Sherman, no Patrick Pete. That means Cowboys are all in. Next up, Joe, 44 overall. We got Richie Grant. What you like about Richie Grant?
Richie Grant, I love this pick here in the second round. Safety, you need the single high safety in Dan Quinn's system. That is the key. That's what we need to come out of the offseason with, whether it's spending some money in free agency, which we know the Cowboys don't do, or grabbing him in the draft, whether it's Trayvon Merrick or Richie Grant for me. Those are the two guys, single high, cover 3 safeties that can move sideline to sideline. And Richie Grant, his feet are really – I like him over Merrick because his feet are so good. The back pedal, his hips, he can turn on a dime. He kind of moves more like a cornerback, but with safety traits. And that's what you want, all right? So Richie Grant, if he's available in the second round, I'm taking him. But, man, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody takes him in the first. We've talked about like a Darnell Savage. He had that Senior Bowl bump when he came out. The Packers took him in the first round. Some people were like, what the hell? Darnell Savage at 26 or whatever it was, he went there. Richie Grant would not surprise me if somebody on that back quarter takes him in the first round. I wouldn't be surprised by it, but I love that pick there, Mike.
Yeah, he only played 9 games. Richie Grant only played 9 games this year, but left the impact on the field, took advantage of opportunities. I always talk about household names. He did that there at UCF, and I'm hoping with us drafting him at 44, obviously hypothetical, I'm hoping he can come in here one practice at a time, don't let things overwhelm him, and pick up where he left off there at UCF, Joe.
Yeah. And then with the pick that you got there from the Patriots, the number 46 pick, Jabril Cox, man, I think this was a solid pick here. Linebacker out of LSU, 6'4", 230 range. I think and he does well in coverage, an area that the Cowboys linebackers have struggled, especially with Jalen Smith. Now, do you play him at will? I like the versatility that he gives you. You know what I mean? Jabril Cox, a tackling machine. So he has what you want in a linebacker, someone that is relatively good at wrapping up tackles. You don't see a guy who misses a ton of tackles, not perfect by any means, but he has, these traits that you want in a linebacker, needy team, the Cowboys, and
Mhm.
do you want to roll the dice another season with LVE and Jalen Smith? We'll see what the Cowboys do, but either way, they need to come out of this draft with a linebacker. If they don't address it in free agency, they need to address it in the draft. They gotta bolster linebacker for sure.
Yeah, for sure. If the Cowboys draft him, my ears are going to be looking at Jalen Smith. My eyes, my ears, everything's going to be on Jalen Smith. How does he handle this? I think if this happens, I think you'll see Jalen Smith get moved around. And I granted, I know we need linebacker, but I think what Dan Quinn being the defensive coordinator now, I think they're going to be using Jalen Smith more as probably just pass rushing, seeing what he can do. I don't think he's going to be out in space, test coverage, stuff like that. If Jabril Cox or this type of impact linebacker gets drafted, Joe, all my ears and all my eyes are going to be on Jalen Smith and what they do with him.
No, that's a great point, man. It is a really great point as far as we know Jalen Smith's strength is downhill rushing the quarterback. Now the Cowboys, they didn't. Mike Nolan didn't do that. We heard it in the preseason that they were going to do that, and they didn't really have that in their bag of tricks really at all. So that would be something, man. I love that pick. I think that's a steal for me in the third round.
Mm-hmm. So the fan consistency right there at 75 was Levi. I don't know much about him. The fans loved him. Joe, I think you picked him too. Tell me about him. I don't know much about him.
That Levi Onwuzurike, a three tech. I think he's more of a traditional three tech. And for the Cowboys and Cowboys fans, we shouldn't get stuck on we need a one, we need a three. I think just get good players on this team, man. You know what I mean? Obviously,
Yeah.
you can get some garbage can players like the LSU guy. He's a one tech. He's a big can of meat, hard to move. But at the same time, if you want to get penetration and have these quarterbacks on the run, go that route. We saw Carolina do that, with their defensive tackles a few years ago. Both those guys, they didn't have a true one, a true three. They were more like three techs rushing up the field. So if the Cowboys can get some sort of semblance of that, I would love that. And guys that can play the run, Levi does pretty good against the run, but he'll give you some pop with rushing the quarterback. Now he is an opt-out. He did show up at the Senior Bowl, and he looked pretty good in the Senior Bowl until he kind of tweaked himself there, and he didn't play in the game. But I like what he saw. I like what I saw out of him. I think he's kept his body in shape, and he's kept in football shape, and that's what you want to see. I don't want to go with an opt-out who is not in football shape, and he has to get in football shape in camp, because then you're going to go the whole camp trying to get this guy acclimated to football speed, football shape. So I do like that about Levi. I think he did himself a really good job showing up in the Senior Bowl in the way he did. I love that pick there. Put him in the rotation. It doesn't hurt, and I don't want to hear, oh, we have plenty of three techs, man. Like I said, don't get stuck on we need a specific one tech who weighs 320 pounds. Just get me some men that can play.
Right.
I love the pick, Mike. Good one there.
Hey, fans choice right there. Then we got Quincy Roach here. Long, short arm, defensive end out of Miami. The U. Cowboys only drafted 2 players since Michael Irvin from the U there. So tell me about him.
Quincy Roach, transfer out of Temple. Okay. Very productive, 30.5 sacks. So he plays the run well. So he's almost like a DeMarcus Lawrence clone. If you want to do any kind of comparison, there are other comparisons as well. He's still a little bit raw. The bend is not as good as DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence bend is pretty elite.
Right.
But Quincy has some of that to him. But you know, are you drafting a similar player? There's nothing wrong with that. You do need DeMarcus Lawrence is not going to take a brunt of the. You got to upgrade over Armstrong. Armstrong didn't get it done. Okay, so bring in Quincy Roche, another pass rusher, throw him in the mix. I wouldn't even have been mad at going after Patrick Jones. But for me, Quincy Roche is the better prospect in my opinion. And I like what he gives you. And DeMarcus Lawrence is not getting any older. We got to remember, DeMarcus Lawrence and Zach Martin came out in the same draft, 2014. Okay, so if you think about this, these guys are in the fourth quarter of their careers. Okay, think about it in quarters. Martin, Lawrence, they're in the fourth quarter.
6 years?
Yeah.
I'll say they're in the third quarter.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Year?
That's 8 years. That's going to be 8 years. 8 years. So
20, that's 6 years. Plus 1, that's 7.
Mike's math is not good.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
14.
You don't count 14.
That's his that's his year. That's his rookie year.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
You count the rookie year. It's 8 years. Okay, so Mike doesn't count the rookie year. I don't know why. But
you count it, but it's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. What's
Anyway.
20 minus 14? 6.
So Quincy Roche, guys, that's what I like about it. What do you like about Quincy Roche, Mike?
I like his statue. I like he's long torso, long legged, short armed guy. You talk about that bend. It ain't like DeMarcus Lawrence in the run game and things of that sort, but it's there. He's almost like I wouldn't call him a clone when it comes to durability and things of that sort to DeMarcus Lawrence, but he's more like a Bradley Anae clone to me, if I'm being honest, just with the frame and the structure there, Joe. But if we can get him in the third round with our at 99 right there with that free draft pick for losing players because Cowboys can't sign nobody, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. And PFF, their grades are kind of weird. The Horn one there at an F, I think was off, but they gave you a B minus. I give it a good grade as well. I think we went heavy defense. I think a lot of fans do want that, but honestly, I think they're going to sprinkle in some offense, even in some of these early ones, like maybe your third comp, they might do that, but maybe they go offense a little bit later. You got 2 fourths. You got the comp in the fourth. You could still a wide receiver there if you want to go there. If you want to add another tight end as well. And guys, just keep in mind that we will go deeper in the mock drafts. Right now, like everybody else, we're getting more information on some of these players in the third round. We're not going to pretend that we know all these players going into the 6th, 7th round. And, we're not Dane Bruglers. None of us are. But we'll get there. We have plenty of time to get through a full 7th round mock draft. And that's great, Mike. Great job by everybody in the chat box. Hit like on this video, guys. If you're sticking around here to check out the mock draft and the evaluation, hit like on this video. We do appreciate it, Mike.
Hey, yeah, guys, do it to it. Hey, heck of a show. Thank you for your interaction. We got 122 viewers, 84 likes, guys. Let's get to our even 85. Let's get to it's actually an odd number, but let's get to 85. Let's round it out. And I counted for you guys on there. Joe could see that. I don't know, but yeah, thank you guys for a great show. Thank you for interacting, Joe. Close them out, Joe. Close them out. They know where to find me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's right there.
Yeah, I love Darren Woodson, Joey. Arizona. Darren Woodson's my boy, man. I actually have a piece of memorabilia coming in. I'm going to hang it up back here coming up soon. So, man, I'm a huge fan of Darren Woodson. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. He keeps getting overlooked. It's insane. It's insane that some of these. I mean, Brian Dawkins over Darren Woodson. Get out of here, bro. You know what I mean? Like Darren Woodson is getting the Drew Pearson, treatment. Great players need to be. You can't tell the Cowboys story of the '90s without Darren Woodson. They always say the benchmark for the Hall of Fame is, can you tell the story of the NFL without a certain player? And for the Cowboys, Darren Woodson, 3 Super Bowl rings, multiple All-Pros, Pro Bowls. You can't tell the story of the Cowboys 3 Super Bowls without Darren Woodson. Like, it's crazy to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is what it is. But big shout out to people who did make it. Drew Pearson, he's finally in.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We appreciate everybody that has joined us here watching this. If you catch us on the replay, make sure you guys hit like on this as well. Robbie Radford, appreciate you, bro. Long-time subscriber, member, appreciate you. JOK in the house. We'll do some deep dive on him as well. That's my guy. That's my university. I don't want to come off biased, so I haven't done a deep dive on him yet. I'll let you guys evaluate him and what you guys think of him, but I will be talking about him. No doubt about that, Mike. But great show, bro. Great show. Great job with the mock draft, the PFF mock simulator, trading down. I love the picks. I love the conversation in the chat box, agreeing, disagreeing, offering different names. Great job, guys. Can't do this without you. But Mike,
any of you guys,
let everybody know where they can find you.
Oh, well, you know why? You can find me. It's draft season, fellas. It's draft season right here on the Frisco Report, guys. Hey, if you want to wear what Joe and I are wearing, Joe, tell them where they can go.
Yeah, just go to thefriscoreport.com. Or go. You can go here on the channel. Click on the community tab. You'll see the merchandise tab, the store. Click there, and you can grab yourself a draft season shirt. If you want 25% off, draft is the coupon code. Okay, so check that out, guys. Check that, and indeed, Martin, appreciate the super chats tonight, bro. I appreciate that, man. Love, the growth. We can't do it without you. But Mike, that's a wrap for this one, everybody.
That's it.
Appreciate you. We will see you next week for another conversation, and we'll go another round with you guys. Another mock draft in the books coming up. Peace, everybody.